All right. Y'all ready for this one? Let's start. This is 22 years on the floor with me, Natalie. I've been in the industry 22 years, and I'm going to tell you guys some stories about what happened tonight. So, first and foremost, it's never just always easy peasy, and every night you make lots of money. Some nights it's literally just frustrating. You're about to give up. The thing is perseverance is real. So tonight I got there at around 7, 8 o'clock, and I left at around 5 a.m. And normally you don't stay there that long unless maybe it takes you hours to find someone, or if it's really busy and you just want to stay there because you're making money. Tonight was hard. It wasn't easy. So the first people that I talked to, I sat down with them, and it seemed like everything was going to go good, but I could tell that he was a little shy and a little reserved. And I tried my best, obviously, to get him to calm down and relax and enjoy himself. And, sometimes you want to slap them, sometimes you want to choke them, and sometimes you want to talk a lot of SHIT. But you can't. You got to keep a smile on your face, and you got to say thank you, even if you want to say, if you understand what I'm saying. So tonight I was sitting with him for at least an hour, and he just kept saying, we'll see what my friends do. Why does it matter what your friends are doing? You're a grown man. You make your own decision. Why does it matter? That's just an excuse. So when they say things like, oh, well, I just want to see what my friends do and, see what's going on. What do you mean, see what's going on? You see where we're at. You see what I am here for. I'm here to have you help me with my bills. Why do you keep saying, I want to see what my friends do, or I don't know what's going on yet, what the plans are? So I asked his friend, what are the plans? He says he could do whatever he wants. There's no plans. I already know this. All these excuses that they tell you, for somebody that's been doing this for so long, I already know the game. I already know what you're saying. So I told him, I've been doing this 22 years. How many times do you think I've heard this? Don't BS me, because I'm not a BSer, but I know when you're BSing me. So he tells me, over and over again, like, oh, okay, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. And I'm very patient. And a lot of girls, the issue is sometimes is that they don't have that persistence slash persuasiveness slash patience. You need all of that. You need persistence. You need persuasion. You need patience. Sometimes you could do all that and nothing happens. But if you give up too quick, nothing's going to happen either. So this was early in the night. Nobody was there. So that's why I took my time. Long story short, at the end of it, nothing happened. But you know what? It's okay. So next, I guess sat with someone that's not my type. I have a type. Okay, I like certain types of, the older white men, right? This man, I think he was Mexican, and I could tell by his demeanor that he was not going to be good. I could tell that he's not my type, and I could tell that he would try to do what he did. So what he did was he would make it seem like everything was going to be good. Like, yeah, you're going to be good. Everything's going to be great. And I'm like, oh, yay, thank you so much. But internally, I'm like, I feel like this might be a little bit of a bullshitter, but it's okay. Same thing. Hope for the best. And he's trying to do the most for $0. And eventually I told him, let's go. Actually, he said, let's go. He said, are you ready? I said, yeah, of course, duh. It's been like 40 minutes. Normally, it can be quick, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Sometimes it could be an hour. You have to talk, you have to chit chat. Hi, where are you from? Blah, 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 the small talk. I think I've said, how are you? Where are you from? 500,000 times in my 22 years of doing this. The small talk drives me crazy sometimes, but you have to. You have to have a conversation. You have to get to know them. You have to make them feel like you actually want to be there with them. So eventually we go to the back and I tell him what the prices is. And he says, basically, I have XYZ. And that's really low for me as a vet. you always have to start high, because if you start high, you can go low, right? You start low, you can't go back high. Maybe you can if you got game like me, but you start high and then you go low. So started high, said no, went here, no, no, no. What do you want to give me, $1? A dollar? A dollar? You want to give me $1? What do you want me to do for $1? Like, I can't fathom. And then he said something about something, um, it should only be XYZ. And I said no, because it's priceless for me to entertain you. He's like, nothing's priceless. I'm a human being. I'm going to be entertaining you and showing you things and doing things with you where I should get $1,000,000. Okay, so you get it for a bargain of whatever the price is. So anyway, so he says no. So we go back and we make a decision where he'll give me XYZ amount, right? To just, entertain him at the booth. So we go to the booth and I'm like, okay, take care of me. He says, okay, I'm not ready yet. But didn't you just ask me if I'm ready to go? Like, are you playing games with me right now? Obviously, but whatever. So I say to him, give it to me now. And he says, no, just wait. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to wait. I'm going to play his game for a second. Okay. 5 seconds later. Okay, come on, let's something. He said, okay, let me go to the ATM. He goes to the ATM. He comes back. He might as well have held it and just dangled it, because he's literally telling me that he wants to wait a second, but you just went to the ATM. So why do you keep playing with me? What is going on? It ends up getting to the point where I say, you know what? I'm not playing these games with him anymore. I'm not doing this. Okay. So he tells me, you know what? It's okay. Let's do it. But I'm going to just throw money at you. I'm going to just throw money around. What are you talking about right now? What do I look like? I'm 39 years old. I've been doing this 22 years. You've been playing with me up and down. We went to the back. We came back. You went to the ATM. You came back. This is mind games, okay? And you have to be strong. Do you know how many times I want to, like I said in the beginning of this episode, choke them, slap them, pull my hair? I'm just kidding. But you have to just, be calm, cool, calm, and collective, because you don't want to get fired. You don't want to get in a situation where the guy goes and tell the manager that you choked him, and he can't breathe and all that stuff that I really want to do. But anyways, so he ends up saying that, and I'm like, you know what? It's okay. Thank you so much. With a smile, even though I want to just, I start twitching. Okay, so boom, I end up leaving him. I'm done. Like, I don't want nothing from you. I don't care about your little pennies that you want to give me. He wants to go like this. He wants to dangle it in the air like this. And I'm supposed to be like, oh yeah, man, get away from me. So I go back, leave him. I go sit down, and I'm venting to one of these girls that I know. She's a friend, but she's more of an acquaintance. And I'm venting to her, and I say, you ain't never seen me this mad, huh? She's like, no, it's kind of cute. I'm like, I'm pissed off. I was there for about 5 hours and didn't make anything. And I was about to give up. Mind you, this is my 4th night in a row. Okay. My max of working back to back is like 3 nights. After 3 nights, I'm done. Plus, I have 4 dogs. I can barely sleep. So, long story short, I was literally about to leave. And this is where perseverance comes into play. Long story short, somebody comes in, I get hooked up. And by this point, I'm just sick of the night. I'm just like, I'm over it, right? But I sit down and he's cool, and it's like 3 of them, and we're all sitting at the table. And he's awesome, but he keeps raising his eyebrows and he's trying to figure out, is this real? Like, because is this girl really like who she presents herself to be? A real entertainer, a real human. And, I keep it real with them from the jump. My name is Natalie. I've been doing this for 22 years. I'm here to entertain you, but I'm here to also have a mutual beneficial relationship. You have to make it seem like this is a two-way street. You help me with my bills, I give you entertainment. We're both going to have a great time. I'm not just here to get in your wallet, even though I really am. But you don't want to make them seem like, you don't want them to think that, right? Even though they know what it is, right? But you make them really like you as a person, and you always have to you have to keep it fun. So you have to add comedy and you have to laugh and all this other stuff. So we end up, after about an hour of all the chit chat, we end up going to the back, and I persuade him to do more time than we agreed on. And it was actually a great time. So the whole point of this episode is you never give up. Perseverance is everything. Persistence, persuasion is the name of the game. It's a whole bunch of things. It's not just looking pretty and smiling. It's a lot of talking. It's a lot of, I'm really good at sales. Every sales position that I had, I was the top sales rep. If you have any question about what the best sales techniques are, assuming the close, when you say to somebody, hey, if we go to the back, ain't no if. When we go to the back, they like that. They're like, oh, you're assuming the close. Heck yeah. When we go to the back, we're going to have a great time. I'm going to entertain you. So that was my night tonight. And it was really that situation where I almost gave up and left. But when you feel like you want to give up, hold on as long as you can until you really are about to fall asleep on that seat. Because if it wasn't for me being that's not how you say it, perseverance, I wouldn't have made anything. So tonight was hard, and I'm going to keep it real with you guys. Some nights it's easy, it's fun. The guy is so nice, he tips you so much. It's just like amazing. But most nights it's tough. It's up and down. It tests your mental stability, and it tests the fight in you. You know what I mean? You have to fight for your success in life with any position. This gig is it's a lot of mental stimulation and roller coasters and frustrations and anger. And another thing is I drink, right? I'll drink or, that's all I do there is drink. But sometimes you need to just drink water. But tonight was interesting. And a lot of entertainers I could see they weren't making money. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was great. And then today was Thursday. It's starting to slow down a little bit. But, I'm just happy that we're not in November and December. You know what I mean? So 1, 2, 3, took about 3 different situations before I hit. So don't give up. Keep on going. I'll have more stories for you guys as we go along. I'll get better at this. This is only episode 2. I'm going to have some bloopers too because last night I was not okay. So last night's episode, I don't know if I'm going to post it, but it might be some bloopers, but maybe because I want to keep it real, raw, and uncut. So tune in, subscribe. We got a lot more coming.